got a little project here I think you might be interested in. Um, our last trip up north, we went up there. It was kind of a iffy weekend, and we had a lot of drizzle and light rain, and we were in the clouds um, all weekend. And I found that sleeping in the clouds, you're down inside your tent, just gets damp. There's just nothing you can do about it because the moisture. When we had our headlamps on, we could see the water particles in the air. Yeah, that's how thick it was. So I just got a brand new. I just upgraded my sleeping arrangement here. I got an Enigma, um, and um, it's a down 950 down, and I just don't. And it's I only got the 7D fabric because that fabric breathes. It lets the moisture get out. I didn't want to go with the 20D. The 20 is a little more resilient, but it doesn't breathe that well, and I don't want my moisture, my body moisture, or outside moisture getting into my down. So I opted to go for the thinner realness, like sleeping on silk. It's really, really nice material. I'll do a demonstration on that a little later. But right now, I'm going to be making an outside weather bivvy. So when the weather's inclement or when the weather's super cold, you put your whole sleeping system in this bivvy, and it breathes, but yet it's water repellent. And I'm reading that you can get between 10 and 20 degrees more inside your bag just by getting in this bivvy. So and I priced them online. They are just ridiculous for these things. And some of them are justified because you don't need a tent. These are like little tents that just go over your sleeping system. I don't want that. I have my tent. I like my tent. I like my hammock. I go back and forth. I'm just trying to keep the moisture and the splashback inside my tent to get onto my down. And that's the last two trips I've been on. I've had moisture issues. So this is what I found. People who have done this, they are just swearing by it. They just love it. So instead of buying one for $100 and something bucks, I'm going to make my own. I have $15 invested in Tyvek, and then I have some other accessories here that I'm going to show you in a minute. That you're going to need, and it all came up to about 30 bucks. So I'm going to make an all-weather bivvy for 30 bucks. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it's 30 bucks. It's going to work. But I've already done the research. It's going to work. So I'm gonna make it here in front of you. I've never made one. I'll probably screw it up. Who knows? I'll just get another sheet. But anyway, I'm going to show you. Maybe this might help you. But the people, mainly the bushcrafters that I found, backcountry bushcrafters are the ones who are coming up with this. It hasn't really caught on to the average backpacker or thru hiker yet, and I don't know why. Maybe because it's fairly new. But if you're going out in the winter, if you're going out on the shoulder seasons if you're going on the AT where it's like 75% wet and rainy, you're gonna want a bivvy to go over your sleep system to keep that moisture out of there. So here we go. Let me show you what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a sheet of Tyvek. I went on eBay. There are people on there that are selling it by the foot. It's like, I don't know, $1.50 a foot, something like that. So I get 9 feet. It's a 9-foot roll wide, but I got 8 feet wide because I didn't know what I was going to do. So I'm going to fold this over 4 feet. So I'll have it'll be 8 foot folded over. Then I'm going to get in it. And because my body's so thick and I'm a side sleeper, I want to make sure I have enough material where I can roll around in this thing. I don't, and that seems to be a lot of the complaints from the bivvies, the solo bivvy and those other bivvies you buy online, is that they're too restrictive and you can't move around in it. So I want to have a little bit of room so I can toss and turn. So I'm gonna do it this way. Once I figure out how much material I need, I'll relay that to you. So maybe you don't have to buy, 8 feet. Maybe you can get away with 6 feet if you're a narrow, thin person. Okay, so let me do that. I'm going to lay this. Let me show you the gear you need though. So what I did is I blew up my mattress. This is my winter mattress. I also have the Exped Summer, which is a little thinner. But this is basically going to be used for general winter too when it's colder. So I'm going to go with my cold weather system, my 10-degree enlightened top quilt, and then we'll get in it and we'll adjust how much material I need and we'll go from there. So you'll need your sleeping bag or top quilt. You'll need an air mattress or a foam pad, whatever you're going to be sleeping on the ground. You're going to need a sheet of Tyvek. I need a good pair of shears, just a marker. Then you're going to need, well, for me, I have these little office paper clips, because I'm gonna clip all this first to figure out how much adjustment I need, and then once I figure that out, then I'll replace the clips with the double-sided tape copper. This is how we're going to put it together. We're not going to sew it. We're going to double tape it together. I got this at Ace Hardware. It's like $6, and there's 40 lineal feet here. This is enough to make 2. So you're going to need a box of that. And then I picked up, the way I have it designed in my head is one knee high on one edge will be Velcroed, and where I open that, the point where it's going to be sealed, that's going to be like a hinge area. So I picked up some tough tape. I think this is clear, or yeah, transparent tough tape. Has fibers in there, and I'm just going to tape around that area. I'll show you later. So it'll just help the wear, so I don't go ripping this thing. When I go to flip the top over on me, I don't go ripping it by accident. So I just got a little tape. This was only a couple of bucks, and that's an option. You don't have to do that, but I'm gonna. And then I got 2 packages of these stripped Velcros, the male and female end. The Velcros that stick together, and it's a sticky on one side. So that's what I'm going to use on the perimeter that I want to have opened. That will be, so I can get in and out of this thing. Okay, so I have 2 packages. Probably one will do, but I bought 2. So I have enough here maybe to make a second one for my wife. She's waiting to see how this one comes out first. Okay, so let me put this away here. We'll put this aside for now. And let's set this up. I thought I had a tape here somewhere. Oh, I must have forgot. Probably don't need it. All right, so this here, that's the 8-foot size. What do we have here? That's the 8-foot size. So we want to go this way. This is the 9-foot section. So I'm going to have my feet down at that end. This will be the top half. All right, here's the enlightened, which one's this one here now? This is my Enigma 950 down, goose down, 10-degree, long, wide. It comes in at 21 ounces. So this is I sold my other down quilt on eBay just because it was a little heavy. I saved almost 3/4 of a pound by going with this one. And so far, this is a beautiful. They did an excellent job here on this thing. Full 3 inches of loft. So yeah, I'm dying to try this out. In a couple of weeks, I'm heading up to Georgia. I'm in Florida right now, but I'm heading up to Georgia right after the holidays here, and we're going to do some Henry and I are going to be doing some backpacking up there, midwinter conditions. All right, so we have a top quilt on top of here. All right, let me flip this around because I'm going to get in on this side. All right. It's a little noisy now, but after I make this, I'm going to put it in the washing machine. And I guess you could do that first if you wanted, or you just sit here and crunch it, you know, fold it back and forth, and it takes out that new crunchy sound. That's a minor issue with me. I want functionality. I don't care about what it sounds like. All right, so I folded this over. I have my top quilt in here. I have my air mattress in here, and what I'm doing now is I'm just determining how much material I want to give me room to roll around in there without being too restricted. So I'm going around the edges with my little paper clips, just clipping the edge of the sheet here, which will be from knee-high or thigh, knee-high hair on one edge, down to my toe box area. So this side, this section here will be sealed. Okay, that looks pretty good there. All right, let me get in it and see how much room I have. All right, so you know something, I might bring this down. I think this is going to have to come down a little further. There, and I'm going to flip this inside out after I tape it up, so that you won't see that flat edge. It's all going to be nicely rounded. It'll be, you know, be like that. So I got enough room here so I can slide back this way a little bit. Good. Convertible up here. Good. Yeah, this thing on. Yeah, I'm going to make it in a mummy shape too. It's not going to be rectangle. So that worked out pretty well. I guess you could probably stuff your bag with pillows to simulate your body in there, and then you can come around on the outside and readjust to your size. Everybody's different, different size. So I just wanted to see how it was going to be getting in and out of it. All right, so that worked out good. Let me push this a little further. Well, basically, it came up and came over. That's what I wanted. Because the ones you buy online, they're pretty thin. It's really tight. I saw pictures of them with people in there, and didn't look comfortable at all. All right, that looks good there. See how this here keeps coming up, keeps sliding off. So there's a lot of tension right here by opening this up. This is the area I'm going to reinforce with that tape. Okay. That looks good. So I think we're going to take off about 6 inches here. So that still gives me, oh yeah, that'll be good. And then I'm going to come right around. Okay, so let's mark this now to roughly where I want. So, run this down this way. All right, for now we're just going to run it straight. I'm going to cut that. Then we'll reassess it again here. All right, let me get back to you. Let me cut this and then retape it, and we'll see how that works out. Okay, we got it all trimmed. Take everything out so that you don't cut your quilt or your air mattress by accident. I forgot to mention that to you earlier. So once you get everything out of there, then you can cut it, then lay your stuff on top, and keep your margins within an inch all the way around. I didn't want any corners. I'll take care of the rest later once I square away with this area, the lower half. Because in your tent or in your hammock, because you're going to be able to use this in your hammock too, you don't want edges, you don't want corners. So just kind of round things off. Okay, so now it looks pretty good. So I'm going to put everything back inside. Then I'm going to get in it again, make sure I have enough room. Now what I did, the ones you buy online, they're all 30 inches. They say they're 36, 32, but when these people are getting them, they're finding out that they're all coming through at 30 inches. So and they're all having a problem. So I made mine's coming through at 40. So I'm a true 10 inches larger than the ones that you're getting online. You don't want a lot of air in there because you're going to be heating up a lot of dead air. You want it snug, but you don't want it tight so that you can roll over. Like I said, I'm a side sleeper, so I need a little room to roll over back and forth. All right, let me get back inside here, and then I'll get back to you. All right. All right, let me get in this thing again, see how we're doing. So you're in your tent, or your hammock. Yeah, see, this is going to be an issue here. I'm definitely going to have to reinforce this right here. Yep. There's another guy that I was watching. He had the same issue, so he reinforced it big time with Gorilla Tape. Okay. I just want to see if there's enough room on this thing. Oh yeah. Yep, we got enough loft. Just enough loft. See if I can turn around. Yep, enough room for my hip. Okay. So that's gonna work. Alright. I think we're gonna put this hinge a little further down. We're gonna put it at knee high. Be a lot easier getting in and out. Okay. That worked out really nice. Okay, so we're going to apply the double-sided tape. What I did, this is way too wide. You don't need it that wide. So I took a razor and we're slicing it. So we're going to just use half. All right, and we're going to start down here at the toe box area. All right, let's just do about a foot at a time. It'll be a lot easier. Okay, so what we'll do first, just work your way along the edge. Oh man, this stuff is sticky. Wow. Okay. So you're going to have to do a half a foot at a time, especially on these radiuses, because this tape is not taking the corners very well. All right, so we'll just do one section. Then you got to peel it. You got to take off that other sticky side here, which is going to be a pain in the neck. I can see this already. Huh. Okay, there we go. All right. So once we get that off, then you can overlap when you start the next part of this archway. Well, not an archway, but you know what I mean, on the curvature of this. Just overlap that tape just a little bit. Actually, once you get the hang of it, this white stuff is coming off fairly easy. All right, what do we have here now? Oh. Okay, so we don't want to use that side yet. Still working on this side. Okay. All right. And I'm putting the factory cut on the inside, because the inside is what's actually, after I turn this inside out, will become the outside. So I want to have a nice clean looking edge when we go to flip this thing around. Yeah, the white backing's coming off really nice. All right, let me take this. I'm gonna go right up to my knees, right up to here. So it gives me plenty of room to get in and out, and then we'll do Velcro the rest of the way, okay? I'll get right back to you when I finished all that. Okay, we just put the double-sided tape on one section. Now let's try to put this together without it on the other side. Now I'm told after 24 hours, this tape is on here for good. So this is good tape. So this is where I ended the tape right here, just about knee high. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to reinforce that corner. I'm going to do that with this tough tape that I showed you earlier. That's going to be an area where it's going to get a lot of tension coming in and out of the bivvy here. And it's clear, so I'm going to put a couple of strips on the inside. Then when we flip it inside out, I'll put a couple of strips on the outside too. Stuff is pretty sticky. Okay, so we're out here. We're right here. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Oh yeah, boy, is it pretty. It actually peels some of the Tyvek apart here. Yeah, try not to have it stick to each other. What a pain that was. All right, so we're gonna have to start at the bottom. Yeah, I have it. Come on, right there. Okay, good deal. All right. Now we can flip it over. Wow, and we'll put a couple more on there too. I think the easiest would be kind of leave it on this spool just a little bit. Tuck that under, like so. Okay, oops. Okay, then we'll cut that. Now we can flip it over onto the face. Okay, which is on the inside. Okay. All right, that looks good. All right, let's right now we got to flip it inside out. Actually, yeah, because I'm going to Velcro. I want to leave the top open, but I'm just going to Velcro like up to my shoulders. Because this is the part that gets wet when you're sleeping at night and your moisture's trying to get out of the quilt and it hits the cold. This is where it's going to condensate. You're going to get condensation on here. So I want, if there's some moisture that can escape through my chest area, that's fine. I'd rather have it escape. I'd rather keep it from trying to condense on my top quilt. That's the whole object of this thing, is to get the moisture off of my quilt, or the rain, or the splashback from, if you're in a heavy rain, which has happened several times, you get that pouring rain, it comes down and then it splashes back up into your tent, and the edges of your hammock get all wet. So this is going to prevent all that from happening. All right, let me turn this thing inside out, and then we'll go from there. We'll see how my radius came out. All right. Okay, got it inside out, starting to come together nicely. Little trick, kind of tough. The stuff is, it's not like cloth. So it was a little tough trying to pull it through. So what I did, once I got it started, I put my ear mattress in there, and I used the ear mattress to tuck, push those edges out, and that worked out really good. Yeah, see, that's working out really good. Because you're only going to have to turn this inside out, hopefully, just this one time. And there you go. Now I got it's all sealed. What I'm doing now, I'm going to add some more tape at this hinge point, just to give that a little more strength right there. And then we'll get in it and see how it works out. I'm not going to get in it with the bag though. I don't need to do that at this point. All right. Okay, so we get that right about here. Yeah, I'm going to put another one too. I'm going to double that up on the outside. This tape is pretty strong. Okay. Okay, that was good. All right, let's get in it and see how it worked out. Pretty good. Plenty of room in here. Now we just got to work up on this head here. I want it. A little bit here on here. It's about right where my neck is, right there. All right. So, right about here, is where I want to have right about here. Where's my marker? And how are we doing on down here? Okay, that's good. We might get forward just a little bit. All right. All right, so I think I'm going to put this right about here. Okay. It's going to come over. Okay, how are we going to do this over here? I think over here, because we'll be able, I typically like to always get out on my left side. So it depends on how you want to do this. If you just cut this off here, then you'll be able to flip this over and you'll be able to get out on either side. I may do that. All right. And just do a fold. So if we bring this like this right across, okay. Okay. So I decided so I could use this, you just flip it over, you can get out on that side, or you flip it this way and you can get in on this side. I wanted it universal. I didn't want to have to be stuck, because whenever you set up at camp with your tent or hammock, you're not really sure which side you're going to get out on. And so to make it simple, I just rounded it off up there, and I'm going to play with it the next couple of times I go out. I may cut it, shorten it a little bit so that my head sticks out. I'm more worried about from my neck down. I want this area to be dry. So this is what I came up with. I think it's going to work perfect. I just Velcroed. I just put I had these strips. They come 2x4. I took a pair of shears and I just cut them. So I had 1 inch. So I had 4 1-inch double-sided Velcro. And so I put the first one I put right here on this arch. The second one was here. Third one and the fourth one was about 3 or 4 inches from the hinged area right here. And so you just pop that up. Now these Velcros are going to be a little tough at first, but after you use them a few times, you know, you're going to get a little lint in there, a little bit of dirt in there, and these will be a lot easier to open up. Hopefully I'll be able to get out of this thing. There we go. So, yeah, and I put a little tape up here at this edge here too, because this is a hinged area, so I put a little bit of that tough tape up here so that won't rip over time. So let's get in it. We're all done. Let's get in it. So this is the way it's going to look in my tent. We'll probably bring it up to here. Go through it up. Probably won't use the top Velcro right away. It's going to get on the work. Well, look who's visiting me. But yeah. All right, let's try it. Let's try it there. Oh, this might work out even better. Just tuck it right underneath the neck. Oh, I can feel it. It is warm in here anyway, but yeah, this is definitely holding in the heat. What are we doing? Are we getting ready? All right, so this looks good. All done. Let's go weigh it. Oh, already the GoPro eased up a little bit to get out. All right, let's go, let me roll this up. I'm going to give you a weight. That's very important. I think we're done. It worked out excellent. Yep. So I have, oh geez, I could probably make 3 more. I have enough tape here to make 3 more of these with this tape. I still have another package to make a second one. I have more reinforcing tape. What was the other thing I needed? Yeah. So basically now I get the cost down. 15, yeah, about 30 bucks, if that. 30 bucks to make, maybe 25 bucks to make this thing. Not bad, because now I know I don't need, yeah, you still need about 8, you still need 8 feet. 9 feet by 8 feet wide. You know, if you're a bigger guy, you're going to need it a little bit wider to give you a little more room in there. So I would say order the 9-foot roll, but you only want 8 feet of it. Then fold that in half, and you have 48 inches to play with, whatever your body size is. I'm 6 foot. I wear a 35-inch waist. I weigh 190, so that gives you an idea of what this kit. And I used a 40. This was 40 inches wide. So I have a 40-inch wide bag. All right, let me roll it up, weigh it, and we'll go from there. Okay, I just weighed it. Comes in at 9 ounces, so half a pound. Well, a little more than half a pound. Not bad. Not bad for 25 bucks or 30 bucks. You got a exterior bivvy sack here. Probably even if you know it's not. I wouldn't use it in the rain. But if you're going to cowboy camp and you get a little bit of dew, and you're going to get a little bit of dew at night, I would definitely, this would be the thing to use. Put this right over your whole system, and you'll be able to cowboy camp. If you had a little bit of leftover, you could always make it a little longer. I'm not into cowboy camping, but if you were, I would make it a little longer so that when you get in this thing, it would be right over your head and you'd be fine. But again, I wouldn't use it in the rain. But an overnighter on top of a nice mountain or something, and you want a cowboy camp, this is the way to go. 9 ounces. So let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. I've made a few other DIY components. And if you want to see those, just let me know. Subscribe, share. I'm on Instagram, Eastern Backpacking. We're on Facebook, my group on Facebook. I throw a lot of stuff on that also that I don't put on YouTube, and that's Facebook is easternbackpacking.com. Not .com, but Eastern Backpacking. And then again here, if this is where you're seeing this on YouTube. So, till next time, stay dry, pack out what you pack in, and if you see me on the trail, give me a holler. Okay. All right. See you later.